Trainer tips. The Pokemon that are involved in a battle earn more XP or experience points than the Pokemon on your team that are not involved in battle. The more Pokemon you battle, the stronger they will become. I like how we're able to read this sign from the back. It's like we got X-ray vision. Hello everyone, I am King. Nice to meet you all. Well, I mean, this might not be the first episode that you're seeing, but nice to see you all again. In the last episode, we got to learn a bit about how to catch Pokemon. We got a parcel that we got to deliver to Barry over to Jubilife City, and we just kind of furthered our exploration a little bit more for our adventure. We got to fight our first trainer for the first time too, Shorts Boy. That's pretty neat. In this episode, we're going to be traveling the rest of... Is it Route 202? I think it's 202. And we'll be finding our way to Jubilife City. But before I do that, I want to run in the tall grass for a bit. On Route 201, you can find Bidoof. At level 15, it evolves into the normal and water-type Pokemon Bibarel, and really, it's just the Rattata this generation. What do I mean by Rattata? It's more so just a Pokemon that evolves early on and gives you immediate benefit by giving you a fully evolved Pokemon early that is like pretty strong for early on standards, but then pretty quickly gets power crept by all the other Pokemon that you're going to be meeting later in the game that are going to have way better stats than this Pokemon, and going to be min-max better too, probably better moves as well. Going over Bibarel's stats though, as you can see, it's really not too impressive at all. It is not bulky. It has below average bulk on both sides, both defensively and special defensively. Its HP is average. You look at its best stat, attack, it's only 85, base 85. Not that high, not that high. You're not going to be hitting very hard with its physical attacking moves, and its speed is pretty low too, being only base 71. I think the saving graces that this Pokemon has is probably its move pool and its abilities. While it does have, I mean, here's the thing. It has really good special moves like Ice Beam, Grass Knot, Scald, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, right? But it's all coming off of a base 55 special attack stat, which honestly is not very impressive at all. So it's, even though it's got good type coverage, especially, it's kind of just hitting like a wet noodle with them. I mean, you do have moves like Work Up where you're able to set up and get more special attack, but to be perfectly honest, you're not going to be hitting very hard with this Pokemon at all. As for its abilities though, its abilities are pretty good, and they're not really shared with a whole bunch of Pokemon either, which can make using Bibarel kind of interesting. First off, you have Simple, which doubles the amount of stats that are raised or lowered. So there is a downside where, say the opponent sends out a Pokemon that has Intimidate, instead of lowering your attack by 1 stage, it lowers it by 2. However, I do believe Bibarel has access to the move Swords Dance, which if you use it, it gives you +2 to your attack. So instead of raising it by +2, it'd raise it by +4. So just off of that alone, you're tripling your attack stat in 1 turn, which honestly is pretty good. I mean, off of a base 85 attack stat, it's not the best attack stat in the world, but it's not incredibly bad either. And with moves like Liquidation and Aqua Jet, you have good water type stat moves to take advantage of this as well. You can also use other moves too, such as Work Up if you want to use a special orientated set with some special moves, or you can use a mix set if you really want to, if you're using Work Up. There's also Double Team as well, which while I personally don't like using Double Team, it can make some fights in the main game pretty easy if you're just dodging everything all the time. You can set it out there, set up a Double Team, and just heal all your Pokemon while Bibarel's just out there dodging everything. It also has the ability Unaware, which lets it ignore the opponent's stat changes when taking or doing damage. Examples of this ability are, say the Pokemon that you're fighting against has used the move Swords Dance and has gotten like +6 attack. And now everything that they're doing is one-shotting all of your Pokemon, right? Well, Bibarel isn't exactly bulky anyways, so it's probably not going to be taking attacks too well if it's from a Pokemon that's already good offensively anyways. However, for main game purposes, you might be able to live ahead, as it lets you ignore your opponent's stat changes, so it acts as if they only have +0 instead of +6. There is the downside though, that if the opponent has their stats lowered, it still treats their stats as if they're neutral at ±0 instead of being like -2 or -3, you know? So you're taking more damage in that regard, but you're also, when you deal damage yourself, you also ignore your opponent's defensive buffs as well. So you don't gotta worry about your opponent setting up an iron defense and then now your physical moves aren't hitting that hard. You can just hit right through those boosts. So Unaware in that regard is a pretty cool ability. And lastly, its hidden ability, Moody. Moody boosts a random stat by 2 and lowers a random stat by 1 at the end of every turn. This is honestly, like, it can be either extremely broken or it can work extremely not in your favor. There's a reason why people usually try to ban these at their own like tournaments or whatever, or if you play Pokemon Showdown, there's a reason why Moody's banned there, and it's because you can end up getting stuff like, well, at the end of the day, you're still getting a net +1 to a stat, but it gives Pokemon the ability to like, so looking at Bidoof, right? Or sorry, Bibarel, you can see its stats aren't really that impressive, right? But say you have Moody on Bibarel. You send in Bibarel on a Pokemon that might not be wanting to use an offensive option immediately, might be trying to set up, or they have a bad matchup against you, so they want to switch out, right? So turn 1, you can use Swords Dance. Now you have double the attack power. And then the end of the turn goes by and Moody kicks in and you get +2 speed and -1 special attack. Well, now you have a Bibarel that has double the speed and double the attack that it previously had, and now you're actually looking at a pretty strong offensive threat at that point, where not only are you probably are going to be faster than anything that you're going to be fighting against at that point, but you're also going to be hitting extremely hard too. Even if it's for like special sets too, say you use, I think Bibarel gets agility, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can use something like agility, and then at the end of the turn it gives you +2 special attack. And then now you got double the special attacking power, and you have a good move pool to use off of that as well. So now you're actually like hitting decently hard as well. So Moody can be really good in that regard. It can also just totally screw you over too. Like say you're using a physical set, you use Swords Dance, and then it gives you +2 special attack and -1 speed. Well, now you've likely already taken a hit. You're most likely guaranteed slower than your opponent at this point, and you're probably going to get knocked out by one more move anyways, even if it's not very effective. Moody is a double-edged sword, but when it works good. It can be really, really, really strong. It can also boost stats like accuracy and evasion as well, I believe. Which, you know, anything with evasion, boosting evasion can always just lead to extremely broken circumstances in the game, so there's that as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, it really isn't that strong of a Pokemon. Its original use in the main games was pretty much just to be an HM user. In the original games, you have moves called HMs that we haven't gotten into quite yet, but essentially they were moves that you needed to have on certain Pokemon in your party in order to progress at certain points in the game. They got rid of that in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, so now that you don't have to worry about that, you don't have to worry about having a Bibarel in your team anymore to learn all those HMs, because Bibarel was able to learn, I think, like 7 out of the 8 HMs. I believe 7 or 6. So yeah, Bibarel's main use isn't really there anymore. However, it can be a fun water type Pokemon to use. Definitely with the ability Simple, you can set up with stuff like Swords Dance. I always love using sets like that on Pokemon where you just get massive amount of stats turn 1 and then you just start mowing through your opponents. Usually if you're doing something like that competitively though, you got to get lucky with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's really just it's your Rattata for the game. Good early game, not really great late game. Starly can also be found on Route 201, and it is a normal and flying type Pokemon. At level 14 evolves into Staravia, and at level 34 evolves into Staraptor. Starly is your Pidgey of the game, pretty much. However, this is a pretty broken Pidgey. Honestly, if I were to be honest, this is one of the best flying type Pokemon in the game, and they give it to you right off the bat, which is pretty awesome. For starters, it does take a little bit longer to get going than, say, B-Barrel, as you're fully evolving at 34 compared to 15, which is like twice the level. However, it does have a lot of more BST to work with. It's min-maxed better, and boy does it work well. Like, Staraptor is not only an extremely fast Pokemon, it's an extremely hard-hitting Pokemon, and it can also be deceptively bulky at the same time, thanks to its ability Intimidate. For most people playing through the game for their first time, if they're using Starly, they're gonna have one with Intimidate pretty much no matter what. So just looking at Staraptor as a Pokemon with Intimidate, you have a Pokemon that's really fast, you got a Pokemon that's really strong, and you got a Pokemon that can take hits pretty well as well, and can set up for your other Pokemon to come in to take hits better too, because you're lowering your opponent's attack stat by 1. While it may not have a very big move pool to work with, the move pool it has works fine, even though it's small. Just listing off these 4 moves right now that I'm about to list off: Brave Bird, Double Edge, Close Combat, and U-Turn. Brave Bird is a 120 base power flying type move. You got Double Edge, which is a 120 base power normal type move. You got Close Combat, which is a 120 base power fighting type move. And you have U-Turn, which lets you pivot out into your other Pokemon when the opponent sends out a matchup that you're bad against. So you can not only do damage against your opponent, but you can get out of there and send in a more favorable matchup. Staraptor is like kind of a beast. And when taken into consideration its hidden ability as well, Reckless, it's already hitting really hard with those moves to begin with. And then you stack Reckless on top of that, and it gets even stronger. Combine it with stacking something like a Life Orb or a Choice Band on top of it, and this thing is literally one-shotting everything with Brave Birds and Double Edges and Close Combats. Flying and fighting type coverage is also really good coverage in general, as it hits a lot of different Pokemon for, you know, good damage, and they're both 120 base power moves, so you're hitting really hard with them as well, because it's on top of a 120 attack stat. All in all though, while Staraptor may be a bit limited in what it can do, it's focused, meaning it does what it does very well. So if you want a flying bird of destruction that is going to deal tons and tons and tons of damage late game, go ahead and pick yourself up a powerful Staraptor, or a Starly, I guess. Next up on Route 202, you can find the Pokemon Shinx. This incredibly adorable freaking Pokemon is one of 3 electric type Pokemon that you can find in the main games and in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, one of 5, 4 if you're not going to count version exclusives. When fully evolved, it turns into the Pokemon Luxray with the possible abilities of Rivalry, which boosts attack power by 1.25 times against Pokemon against opponents of the same gender, and lowers your attack power by about 25% against opponents of the opposite gender. You also have Intimidate on this Pokemon as well, which was on Starly, but we didn't really go over too much there. Intimidate is a really, really good ability where you send in your Pokemon and automatically the opponent's Pokemon has their attack lowered by 1 stage. This is really good for tanking hits, as getting that nice -1 buff on an opponent can really help you just take hits really well. So Intimidate's really good for tanking in that regard. Also for its ability, or for its hidden ability, it has the ability Guts, which if it's status, meaning anything like burn, paralysis, sleep, poison, freeze, then it gets a buff to its attack by 1.5 times. And it also ignores the attack drop that burn would normally give you, where it normally halves your attack when you're burned. If you have Guts, it ignores that completely. If you plan on using Shinx at all, make sure you get one with Intimidate. Rivalry sucks. It is a bad ability. Honestly, there's not really much use to it at all, as not only is the attack boost that you're getting from it not that great compared to something like Guts, which to be fair, you're gonna get that post game if you do end up getting it. However, you don't really need the attack boost too much for the main game. Whereas if you had Rivalry, Pokemon that you're fighting against have pretty much, while they are set for the game, you're going to be fighting both male and female gender Pokemon, and having a 25% damage reduction on your moves against those Pokemon, it's gonna hinder the amount of damage you do by a lot. So honestly, for the boost that it can give you, I would not recommend using it at all, as the lows that it gives you are really just not great in general. As for its stats, looking at its stats, you'd think it would probably want to be a physical attacker, right? It has that giant 120 physical attack stat. Well, yes, but actually no. Looking at its move pool, its move pool is not that great. For physical moves, it gets nice coverage with stuff like Crunch and Ice Fang. It also gets access to Fire Fang, but I'd recommend using Ice Fang over Fire Fang, to be honest. It also has Iron Tail as well, which is a 100 power Steel type move, but is very inaccurate with only 75 base accuracy. That's really about it when it comes to type coverage, which honestly, I don't really like it that much. Ice does cover your weakness to ground type Pokemon, but with a move as weak as Ice Fang, it's only 65 base power, which by the time that you get to late game, even against Pokemon that are weak against that, they're likely easily going to be able to take a hit from that pretty well. Another big thing that kind of holds it back from being a good physical attacker, or at least for the main game, is that it's stuck with Spark and Thunder Fang as its main two physical offensive moves for a vast majority of the game. You don't get access to Wild Charge, which is a 90 base power electric type move that has recoil damage, until level 80. Level 80, you have to wait so long just to get a good stab electric type physical move on this Pokemon that honestly, unless you have a Luxray that is like Adamant Nature or something, it's really more worth just going for a special set, as the power increase that you get from Thunderbolt being at 95 base power compared to Spark or Thunderfang being at only 65 base power, it makes a difference. Luxray's special attack stat, while it's only 95, it's still 95 is not that bad. So comparatively with higher power special moves, it is going to be hitting harder with Thunderbolt compared to Spark. It also has access to Volt Switch as well, which is essentially U-turn but electric type. So, and that is a special move as well. So you can get some benefit off of running a special set from that as well. The thing with running a special set on Luxray though, is that you don't have really good type coverage when it comes to the special side of things. You have a dark type move in Snarl, and that's really about it. You don't really get much coverage other than you have Snarl, which is a 65 base power dark type move, and then you just have stuff like Thunderbolt, Thunder, Volt Switch, and you're really only covering one base. Combine that with the fact that it's also a really slow Pokemon too. It's not like incredibly slow, but it's not that fast. Base 70 speed is pretty slow, and it's going to be outsped by a lot of offensive threats. And while I hate to rag on this Pokemon any more than I already have, as Luxray is one of my most favorite Pokemon ever, really every other electric type Pokemon in the game can do whatever Luxray wants to do, but better. Whether it comes to being supportive with setting up stuff like paralysis on the opposing Pokemon, setting up screens, as a support Pokemon, there's an electric type that does that better. When it comes to being a good special attacker, there's a Pokemon that does that better, as that Pokemon has not only the same special attack stat, but almost double the speed. If you want to run a tanky build, there's an electric type that does tanking very well. In fact, way better, and also has a secondary steel typing. And even when it comes to being a good physical attacker, there is another Pokemon that just does it better, that straight up has more attack and more speed, the same special attack, and better special bulk at the same time as well. So honestly, while I love Luxray, it is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, it finds itself just getting outbeat by literally all of the competition. Something that I guess I can give though, it does have its good points in that it can be flexible where you can take a hit, you can deal damage, you're not out speeding most things, but you're not incredibly slow either. It does have its good points, but if you want something that's more in a focused role, I would wait for the other electric type Pokemon, as you're able to encounter all of them pretty early on in the game. And last, found only at night, Kricketot. Evolves into Kricketune at level 10 with the ability Swarm and the hidden ability Technician. Also ignore the MS Paint spider in the background. I couldn't think of anything good for bug types. Looking at Kricketot, it is pretty much the Caterpie of the game, where it's kind of like another Rattata, where it's like it evolves really early on, so it has high stats early on, but is vastly outmatched by literally everything else later in the game. Its highest stat is its physical attack set at base 85, and while it does have some decent moves that take advantage of this, its speed is very low, so it's going to be getting outsped a lot and getting hit first before it gets a chance to even hit the opponent. Combined with the fact that it's only got base 77 HP with 51 in both defenses, it's getting one-shot pretty much by everything. While it does get some nice support moves, like Parasong and Sticky Web, I still wouldn't really recommend using this Pokemon just because it's really weak. If anything, you can catch one and train it up just so that you can hear its awesome battle cry. It has seriously one of the best, like this evolutionary line literally has like the best Pokemon cries out of all Pokemon pretty much, which is probably the best plus about this Pokemon line, honestly, sadly. Honestly, there isn't really too much to be said about this Pokemon other than, yeah, you might get some use out of it early on, but really, it's not going to be too useful for you throughout your journey. There is more bug-type Pokemon in the game that you're able to use. In fact, there's one coming up not too much later in the game that is significantly better than Kricketune and can do what Kricketune wants to do, just way better in general. Just wanted to say, off screen, I caught two Shinxai. Anyways, I didn't like a lot of the footage that I took when catching them, so I decided to cut them out. But there was a funny instance that happened when I was recording, so I'm gonna splice that in here right now. Oh, critical hit. Oh, another critical. I wasn't expecting that. That was pretty funny. This one had a, was it mild nature? Yeah. So minus defense plus special attack. I don't know if I went over it yet, but natures in this game, depending on the nature that you get, you have a nature can be a neutral nature where it just doesn't boost any stats at all, which Quirky is one of those where you can see no stats have a boost high or low there, where Shinx here has mild nature, so it lowers defense by 10% and boosts special attack by 10%. You have a ability or a nature that is boosting or lowering stats. It is always by 10% for both. And you see here, Chimchar is hasty, so 10% lower defense, 10% higher speed. Pretty nice. Good to know. Nice information to have. I like this Shinx. But anyways, continuing on the route here, we got another trainer to encounter here. I spy with my little eye a trainer. A battle, please. You're challenged by a Last Natalie. Last Natalie sent out Bidu. Nothing to worry about, you Bidu. You got nerfed in this game, so you're not even... Well, I mean, technically, you have the same opposite. Okay, well, cool that we're getting these out of the way, like, so early on. Anyways, burn status, so Ember does have a small chance to burn Pokemon. What burn does is that at the end of every turn, I believe... I don't think it's an 8th, I think it's a 16th. It does like a 16th of your health at the end of every turn. And the secondary effect of it is that it also halves the physical attacking stat of the Pokemon that is currently burned. The half goes away after you heal the burn status. But yeah, it can be pretty useful if you're fighting other Pokemon that are really strong physical attackers, and you have a move that has like a guaranteed chance or a really high chance of burning them, as it can really reduce the amount of damage that you take by a whole ton. So it's kind of cool that it got to show that off there. As you saw, I only took 1 damage, a whole whopping 1 damage from that Bidu's tackle. So yeah, didn't do anything at all. And it also does have the boost to the capture rate, as other statuses do. Oh boo, I can't win. You got money for beating a girl. Wow, that sucks really bad. Anyways, I'll move Shinxie to the top of the party here. And looks like, yep, another trainer here. Let's have a Pokemon battle. But I'm gonna win. Oh, we'll see about that. Do you have a Starly or a Bidu for Shinx? Oh, it is a Shinx. I think mine's a bit lower level. Well, we both have Intimidate. Okay, yeah, mine is level 5. I think I could just go ahead and tackle here. Oh, mine's faster. I'll use his tackle. This cycle will probably take a little while. I'm just gonna send in Chimchar. The sign that I did, that we did breed earlier at the start of the video, it does, it did say that Pokemon that are involved in a battle get more experience than the Pokemon who aren't involved. So pretty much all the Pokemon in your party get experience from defeating a Pokemon in battle, no matter what. If they're involved with taking down the said Pokemon that was in the battle, then, or if they're involved, it's 100%, they get 100% of the experience that they normally get. However, if they weren't in the battle, they only get 50%. So as you can see, my one Shinx got 61 experience, while my other Shinx only got 27. There is also experience does the amount of experience that you get from Pokemon does also scale with levels. So if you're a lower level Pokemon, or so if you defeat a higher level Pokemon with a lower level Pokemon, you get an experience boost for beating them. Like, oh yeah, you beat this big strong Pokemon with your little Pokemon, you know, so you get an XP boost. But if you're like a level 1000 and you beat a level 1 Pokemon, you're only gonna get 1 experience no matter what. Even though like you get like 12 if you're like level 5, you know. You're like, whoa! Wow, wowie zowie. You get $380 there is nice. You're not a trainer, but some Pokemon only appear in the morning. Some only come out at night. I'm going to keep waiting right here till I've seen every last one of them. This is true. I am sure I went over it in the bio, but you are able to run into Kricketot on this route, which do only spawn at nighttime. Kricketot is a nocturnal Pokemon, the cricket. So, and you normally hear crickets at nighttime. You know, if you live in a place with crickets. So, yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. Some Pokemon only come out at night. Some Pokemon may come out at all times of the day, but are more common and appear more often at certain times. We will be running into the Pokemon like that in the future. Anyways, Jubilife City. Hi, King. Are you catching Pokemon? I think you feel a lot safer if you catch some more. In Jubilife City, there's Trainer School, which... there's the Trainer School, which, well, you know, you should visit it. You'll get some tips on Pokemon. Oh yes, Barry went to the Trainer School earlier. Okay, bye now. Something I would like to mention! The theme that you hear when you encounter Dawn. The da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. So, it is, so when starting the game, you are able to choose Dawn as a playable character, in which case, Dawn would instead be replaced by the player character that you're playing right now. I believe his name is Lucas? Yeah, I think it's Lucas. And depending on which trainer that you play as, whether male or female, Dawn or Lucas, they actually have different themes. Lucas and Dawn do actually have different themes. So whenever you encounter your friendly professor rival, or not necessarily rival, but, you know, Professor Rowan's helper, the theme is different depending on if you chose Dawn as your playable character or Lucas. So I just thought that was an important piece of trivia there. I'll know that I don't know if I have the track or not, but if I do, I'll stay quiet here for a second so you guys have a chance to listen to it for a bit. Moving onward here. Jubilife City, City of Joy. Get a nice little angle there. What's in this place? Hello there, trainer. You get stumped and don't know what to do. Talk to people. Talk to everyone you see. Go places. Go wherever you can. You'll find many new places just by doing that. Yes, ma'am. Pokemon are wonderful, deeply mysterious creatures. But to trainers, it seems that the only thing that matters is battling. True. Anyways, we'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll stop here at the trainer's school first and talk to Barry. Hey King, did you come to study too? I went ahead and memorized everything that was on the blackboard. After all, it's a trainer's job to avoid having their precious Pokemon hurt in battle, right? So, King, what brings you here? You've got something for me? You delivered the parcel. So, what is this? Score! It's a town map! Huh? Why are there two in here? I like it a lot, but I don't need two. Here, King, you take one. You obtained a town map! Yay! Well, according to the town map, I guess Orber's City is where I should be going next. There's a gym, so it'd be perfect for racing the Pokemon I just caught. Well, I'm on the road to becoming the greatest trainer of all time. See you around! Anyways, you got the trainer school, you can look at the blackboard here, and you can read about statuses, so...
Hey, coming at you with some post-production, so things are a little bit less grating on the ears. Starting off with poison. When a Pokemon is poisoned, at the end of every turn, their HP is reduced by 1/8. Pokemon that are poison or steel type cannot be poisoned without the use of the ability Corrosion, which none of the Pokemon that you can find in this game even have it, so no need to worry about that. In addition to regular poison, there's also a status called Badly Poison, which starts off weaker, only dealing a 1/16 of a Pokemon's max HP at the first turn, but at the end of every turn, it doubles in potency. So instead of a 1/16 on the second turn, it would turn into an 1/8, and then after that, it will turn into a quarter, and then it will turn to half, and then it will do the Pokemon's entire HP bar. After a battle, If a Pokemon has been statused with the badly poisoned status condition, it will turn into regular poison after the battle. If you're playing with the original Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum games, badly poisoned would still stay as a badly poisoned status after battle, and in combination with this, a Pokemon that is poisoned outside of battle will take 1 HP of damage for every 4 steps a trainer walks. Next up we have Paralysis. Pokemon that are paralyzed have a 25% chance of losing their action every turn. In addition, Pokemon that are paralyzed will also have their speed stat reduced by 50%. Pokemon that are electric type are also immune to being paralyzed. Differences between Paralysis in current generation and the older generations is that before, if you were paralyzed, it would reduce your speed by 75% instead of 50%. Pokemon that were electric type can still be paralyzed as well, and specifically in Generation 3 and 4, for the whole one Pokemon that this affected, a Pokemon with the ability Magic Guard has a 0% chance of losing their action when they're paralyzed. For Burn, at the end of every turn, a burned Pokemon takes damage equal to 1/16 of its maximum health every turn. Any physical move used by a Pokemon that is burnt also has the damage it does reduced by 50%. Also, fire types cannot be burnt. In Generation 4, the damage that you take if you're burnt was 1/8 instead of 1/16. A Pokemon that would use the move Facade also did not ignore the 50% damage penalty from being burnt, and also a Pokemon that was confused and would hit itself in confusion would still take half the damage, as it normally would. Next up is Sleep. A Pokemon that is asleep cannot act or do anything at all unless it has a move that allows it to. Sleep also lasts for 1 to 3 turns. In Generation 4 though, Sleep would last for 2 to 5 turns. Lastly, we have Freeze. While frozen, a Pokemon cannot act at all, just like Sleep. Freeze can also technically last indefinitely, as a Pokemon that is frozen only has a 20% chance to de-thaw every action it takes. A Pokemon cannot be frozen if the weather is sunny. Additionally, any damaging fire type move, along with the move Scald, will de-thaw a frozen Pokemon. In Generation 4, a Pokemon with the ability Flash Fire would also have its effects negated while frozen.
Anyways, coming over here. Battling is the best way to learn. Can we get a battle with you? Yeah, you are able to battle those two. However, I'll be right back. There's actually a Pokemon I want to catch. In completely unprofessional fashion, I wanted to come back to Route 201 so that I can catch a Starly, as I really wanted to use a Starly on my team as well. Starly does evolve into a really strong Pokemon, good defensively and offensively. So, yeah, I definitely want to use Starly on my team. Starly's data will be added to the Pokedex. They flock in great numbers. Though small, they flap their wings with great power. Yeah, with this one's attack stat, I can see why they flap with a lot of power. Very strong. Not Pokedex. I want to see what nature we got on Starly. Lax. Our plus defense minus special defense. That's actually not bad. That's a decent nature. Anyways, something I think I will note now, we do have access to trainer card now, so you can see how much money we have, you can see our trainer ID, our name, our Pokedex, our playtime, when we started our adventure. Well, I guess you guys now know when I'm recording this too. And then you're also able to rotate your trainer, and you can flip to the back side, and you can look at these stuff. These things, the stuffs. You can see some stuff on there that, or pretty much everything on there that kind of doesn't make any sense, but we'll see that at a later time. And here we have our badge case. We will be fighting gym leaders to get badges in the story. And they're nice enough to show us what all the gym leaders look like. So yeah, you're able to look at this for now. Can't really do much with it, but just thought I'd show that. And then you're also able to look at your town map, and you're just able to look at the whole map here, everywhere here. You can spoil what new cities we haven't even run into yet by looking at the map here. You could also look at the routes, but yeah. Essentially just lets you get an overview of what the world is like in the game. Anyways, back to the trainer school. Anyways, back at the trainer school. Let's go fight the trainers here now. Can we get a battle with you? Sure, go, my Pokemon, go! You're challenged by school kid Harrison. This is heresy, I tell you. Harrison sent out Abra. Abra is a Psychic-type Pokemon. We haven't encountered one yet in the wild, but we will be able to soon in the future. For now, though, we'll just go ahead and battle it. Abra has a bit more higher special defense than he does physical defense, so go ahead and use Tackle instead. As we can see there, Abra did have the move Charge Beam. This is a very dangerous move. If he's able to land it on you a bunch, as Charge Beam is a special move that it's an electric type move that I believe has about a 50% chance of boosting your special attack every time that you successfully land it. So you can see there, I think it did a little bit more damage that time, and you got yet another special attack boost that has a really high chance of boosting your special attack every time that you use it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take him out, and easy peasy. Jinx is electric type, so you're able to resist that, no problem. Take the hits, easy. Everyone getting a level up here, which is pretty nice. Kind of why I wanted to get Starly there before we did these battles, just to get a little bit of experience on her. Gentar did learn a new move there, Taunt. Taunt is it's a nice move. It's typically used more competitively, not really used for main game. However, I will say Taunt does have more of a use main game than or in the remakes than it does for the originals. I will say it's hard to win if you don't have some Pokemon to choose from. Yeah, but essentially for about 2 to 4 turns, the effect from it lasts, and essentially makes it so that your opponent cannot use any sort of status moves, so they're forced to use only attacking moves against you, which can be very helpful to have sometimes. I just became friends with my Pokemon. I'm not sure if we can do this properly, but maybe battle? I need to try the things I learned before I forget them. Yeah. For me personally, like, I don't know, I wasn't always, like, the best with, like, studying, but, as a kid, but, like, for me, it's, like, whenever I, would sit down in school, and it's time to take notes, like, for me, like, with concentration on studying, it's, like, it's either I'm, like, completely engrossed in the lecture and I'm just absorbing the information and then I'm not able to take notes at all, or I'm like taking notes the entire time and then I don't absorb any of the information at all and I don't even know what I was just taking notes on for the past like hour and a half. I don't know what it is about me, but I just I'm really bad when it comes to taking notes. I mean, sometimes I'll take notes and like it'll be like I'll literally write down like everything that the teacher says. Sometimes I'll do bullet points, but it's really hard for me to like absorb the information while like also writing down at the same time for whatever reason. Everyone getting a level up again. Jinx learning Charge. Charge is an electric type move. When used, it boosts your special defense by 1 stage. And the next electric type attack that you use is powered up, I believe, by 2 times. I believe the power is doubled for it. Starly there learning Quick Attack. It's about the same power as Tackle and Scratch. Physical, normal type move, and it has priority, so it will usually, quote-unquote usually, always go first. I like to study a lot. Thought I could win. Got $408. We're actually pretty confident that we could... Oh, wait. we were actually confident that we would do pretty good, but I'm completely impressed by how tough you are. If you'd like to talk to my friend, get some technical machines from him. If you talk to him, woo, you're really good. We've been studying every day, but we're no match at all. You'll be able to use these technical machines properly. Here you go. TM10. What's this one? Oh, okay. If you boot up TM10, you can use it to teach a Pokemon Workup. Pokemon that uses Workup in battle will raise its attack and special attack at the same time, both by one stage. But remember, a TM is only good for, a TM is good for one use only. Don't waste it. Yeah, so for the past few Pokemon games, TMs have been infinite use for a while. However, they used to be only single use. This is a remake of one of the older games, so they decided to make them single use again. I personally don't really see the point in that, but I don't know. I guess it makes it so you can't just put broken moves when you get them on all your Pokemon, because they do give you some pretty good moves early on that you get access to. Anyways, walking up here. Oh, you're a Pokemon trainer? But you don't have a Poketch yet? Poketch is short for Pokemon Watch. Oh my, you're a rare case indeed. You see, I invented and now manufacture Poketches. Not only that, I'm conducting the Poketch promotional campaign. All you have to do is find 3 clowns in Jubilife City. If you can find them, I'll give you your very own Pokedex. Or Poketch. Or do you have Poketch? Well, you know, I think I already found a clown standing right next to me right here. But, yeah, so I just walk around, try to find clowns. This guy here. You. Hi, I'm a Poketch campaign clown. Let's roll out. My question. Oh, I see the pun there. Roll out is a move that a Pokemon is able to learn. That's the pun there. Can a Pokemon hold an item? Yes. Ding dong, or ding ding. You're absolutely correct. Pokemon may hold a single item. Some items become effective as soon as they are held by a Pokemon. Berries are eaten by Pokemon as necessary during battle. Here you go, a Poketch coupon. Coupon number 3. So, yeah, so for a Pokemon, you're able to make them hold items in battle. So we can make them hold like a Pokeball or a potion if we really wanted to, but they're not able to use those types of items in battle. However, there are other items that we can find later that do stuff like boosting accuracy for moves or boosting the power of certain types of moves that we can find later on that we can put on Pokemon, and they'll gain benefits from that. Pokemon are only able to hold one item at a time. And as for berries, most berries are typically only able to be eaten when you're at a quarter of your health, or if certain conditions are met. Or quarter or third of your health, I think. I don't know. But yeah, some berries trigger when you get hit by a certain type of move. Some berries trigger when you reach a certain threshold of HP. And yada yada yada. We haven't run into berries yet, so we'll talk about those another time when we run into them. But yeah. I think you have something for us? Hi, I know it's a little sudden, but would you like to join a group? If you join a group, you can compete or cooperate with fellow members. It's a lot of fun. Want to join? Yeah, I want to make a group. Cool, what do you want to name your group? The People. It's a great name. You lead this group. I hope you get more numbers. Thank you. Anyways, hi, I'm a Poketch campaign clown. Let's roll out my question. There is another clown over here. So, just like Pokemon, do the moves of Pokemon also have types? Yes! Ding ding, you're absolutely correct. If a Pokemon's type matches the type of the move it uses, that move is made much more powerful. I did touch on that earlier. I did touch a bit on that earlier, so yeah, we knew that already. Typically, a lot of people that play Pokemon refer to it as Stab, S-T-A-B, same type attack bonus, so yeah, useful information to know if you're talking to someone with Pokemon. Hi, I'm a Poketch Campaign Clown, let's roll out our question. Does a Pokemon grow by defeating others and gaining experience points? Yes! Ding ding, you're absolutely correct. Pokemon go stronger by defeating other Pokemon in battle. Some Pokemon even change into different Pokemon through the process known as evolution. Here you go, a Poketch coupon. You obtain coupon number 1. Okay, let me count your coupons. I'll just pull out my Poketch here, and 1, 2, 3. Bravo, I say, bravo! In return for these coupons, I present you with this Pokemon Watch, or Poketch for short. You received a Poketch. You can add apps to your Poketch to make it even more versatile. Please press the R button and try it out. The Poketch! Woo! Poketch is actually really useful in this game. It's actually a godsend in this game. Anyways. Now I'm exposing the time of day that I'm recording this at. Oh boy. But yeah. You're able to have your Poketch here. You're able to see the time of day currently. You got a calculator on it where you need to do those mad calcs. This is a step, so you can see here that we're at 2,655 steps, and as I'm walking here, that step counter goes up by a bit as I'm walking. Pretty neat. And then you're able to press that C button there to clear it and make it go back down to 0. You can see your party of Pokemon here on this app here. Make them jump and make a noise there too. And that's about it. That's all you're able to do with the Poketch for now. And you can hold the R button and make it go away so it's not taking up space on the screen. But yeah, that was I feel like we covered enough information in this video for now. So, in this video, we got a lot done. We came to Jubilife City. We got a new we got a new Pokemon actually. We got or did we get 2 new team members? I think we got 2 new team members. We got Shinx and Starly on our team. We got to Jubilife City. We went to the Pokemon school. Talked to Barry, got ourselves a town map. We got ourselves the TM for workup. And we even got ourselves a Poketch too, and we learned about some new Pokemon as well. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. And in the next episode, we'll be going over something a little bit special. As well as heading off to the east to go find Barry. So, I've been King, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye! Bye-bye.